Good morning, friends. How are you? It's Lori the Frugal Mom. It is Sunday morning. It's a beautiful morning. It's a little bit after 7. I am hoping to be very productive today. Yesterday, I had the most major migraine, and I think it's stemming from the arthritis in my neck. So I have a lot of tightness there today and in my shoulders, back of my neck. Feeling a little queasy right now, but I figured I would hop on and say hello real quick. My goal is to get my Christmas stuff finally upstairs. I took all of it down except for the tree. It's all packed in laundry baskets, ready to go upstairs and be packed in the appropriate totes, and that is what my goal is for today. Anything else will be gravy on top of that because of the way that I'm feeling. So this is just a symptom of, some of the chronic issues that I have. So I thought I would just touch on that real quick. Do any of you have any chronic issues, health issues? They just make life difficult sometimes, and believe me, I am grateful that it is not worse. I have some stomach issues. I have GERD right now. I have a little bit of reflux. I could feel it coming up. I did take my medication. I do have an ulcer. I have colitis, and that is hard to deal with at times. Yeah, colitis is one of those things where I'm telling you, my friends, and maybe some of you will laugh, so that's good. You just never trust a fart. A good friend of mine that I used to work with told me that many, many years ago, never trust a fart, and boy, is it ever true with colitis. Learned that years ago. Let's see, what else? The chronic migraines, they make life hard. And I never know when one's going to strike. I never know exactly what's going to trigger it. They're worse in the summer when it's warmer. Heat certainly triggers it. Very bright light, fluorescent lights, and that's hard because a lot of stores have fluorescent lighting, a lot of doctors' offices, especially like if it's very bright and obnoxious. Sometimes if I'm out driving at night, which I try not to, some of the lights, those funky blue lights, I'm not sure what they're called, that are on a lot of the newer cars that are really bright, they'll trigger a migraine. Stress, of course, the arthritis on my neck, like I mentioned, it all will trigger. Sometimes I'll lose part of my sight in one eye, which is weird. Sometimes my sight will just go wavy in both eyes. Sometimes I'm lucky and they'll only last a few hours. Other times, I've had one that lasted 11 days once, which was terrible. It intensified different strengths. At some points during the day, it would just be unbearable. And at some points of the day, it would be okay. The only thing I can really do is just take some medication for it. They're trying to find a medication, a preventative. Hi, Teddy. Isn't he cute? Look at his little butt. Hi, Teddy. Anyway, they're trying to find a preventative medication that I can take every day. Unfortunately, we haven't found one that works that my insurance will cover, so I'm hoping when I go back to see the neurologist next month that, he'll suggest something else. There is one that I can take when I get the migraine. Unfortunately, it makes me very loopy, so if I have to drive anywhere, I can't do that, but really, I'm grateful that Gianna is driving now because when a migraine strikes, it's very hard to drive anyway. And there's been times where when I had that long one for 11 days, I've had to take a course of steroids to disrupt it and to bring down the inflammation. Yeah, so it's rough. I don't take anything currently for the arthritis except for ibuprofen. I do have arthritis localized in a couple areas, my neck, my wrist. I think I'm starting to get it in one of my elbows, but, it's not that bad. Something's going on with my face. Like I explained to you guys, I do have to make an appointment with the dermatologist to see what that is. I'm hoping it's not rosacea. I thought it was a rash. It comes and goes. Sometimes it's worse, sometimes it's better. When I'm hot in the summertime, it gets much worse and it spreads on this cheek. Um, it's not an allergic reaction to something. I've been using the same soap for, God, like 30 years. So it's not that. I didn't change my detergent or anything like that. I do have like a steroid cream to put on it to make it less crazy and angry looking. I also have fibromyalgia. I've had that since my late 20s, and that can be hard to deal with too. The funny thing is, during the summer, it's better. In the winter, when it's chilly, is when I have quite a few flare-ups of it. Or when the weather changes very abruptly. You know, like if we've had like a 50-degree day, or it's been 50 for 3 or 4 days, and then all of a sudden the temperature drops to like 15 or 20. It's like a shock to my system, and then I'll start to have the muscle spasms. Which my trouble areas are always my shoulders, the middle of my back, the lower back, my neck. When it's really bad, it'll go everywhere throughout my body. It'll go to my hips, my knees, my ankles. So it can be rough. I try to push through it. You know, I can still get some things done in a day most of the time. I just have to kind of pace myself and take some naps throughout the day. You know, it's hard because my kids don't always understand why I can't go. I mean, thankfully, all of these things don't trouble me all within one day, you know. So I consider myself lucky on that. One thing I forgot to mention with the migraines that's rough is when they get bad enough, I get nauseous and I do get physically sick and vomit. And that really stinks. I have to be careful because I get dehydrated pretty easily. I've always gotten dehydrated pretty easily, and if that happens, then I have to go to the hospital for fluids. I also am slightly anemic, so from time to time I do have to go and get iron injections. It's been years since I've had to, thankfully, but I am currently getting vitamin B12 shots, which is a big help, actually. My body, for whatever reason, due to, well, I know what it is. I have a chromosomal defect. It's called MTHFR. A lot of people don't know what that is, but it's very common in Mediterranean backgrounds, which I am on both sides, my mom and my dad. And I have it on 2 chromosomes. It means I got it from my mom and my dad. It causes birth defects. It causes fertility issues. It causes strokes. Low homocysteine, or I'm sorry, not low, high homocysteine levels, which causes heart attacks. I found out about it when I was having issues conceiving many years ago, when I had 2 miscarriages. And although that was sad, I'm glad that I found out, because now I just take a vitamin regimen, B12, B6, and a very high level of folic, and a baby aspirin. All of the women on my mother's side of the family, they had strokes. Once they reached like their mid-40s, 50s and beyond, some of them multiple strokes, and several women on my father's side also. So I'm so blessed that that's what I know. But the vitamins that I take, for whatever reason, like I said, my body doesn't absorb the nutrients from them like we wish that they would. So sometimes I need a little booster with the B12 injections. You know, otherwise I'm chronically tired. I just do the best that I can, you guys. I hope that if you guys, you know, have these health issues or multiple ones, or just one chronic health condition is a whole lot. Also, in the past 3 years, I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, which I try really hard to control with diet. Sometimes days that are better than others, you know. I do take medication for that. I started some long-acting insulin for that a couple months ago, and doing pretty well on it. The only time that I had an issue is when I was taking steroids for the mono that I had. So, you know, I'm hoping to start walking more regularly. I try to, you know, take a walk as many times a week as I can, at least for a half hour. Um, you know, the mono kind of like put a damper on that. But I'm hoping to get my stamina back so I can get back to it regularly. And like I said, I just do the best that I can. I try to eat as healthily as I can. Sometimes better than others, like all of us. You just have to make adjustments and kind of practice a lot of self-care when you have these issues. And sometimes there's days where like not much gets done, but what are you gonna do? It's just the name of the game. I'm just grateful for the days that I have that are good. You know, there's some real good days, there's a lot of in-between days, and there's thankfully not as many bad days. So, you know, I just try to have faith, and I try to be positive, and that's all we really can do, right, guys? So, another thing I wanted to do is, in the past week or so, for whatever reason, which I'm grateful for, so grateful for, I happen to have 11 new subscribers. So, for those of you who have just subscribed to my channel, thank you so much and welcome. I like to talk about, you know, life in general, being a mom, being frugal. I like to share recipes with you, food pantry hauls, all of that stuff in general. So, I'm glad that you're here with me. If there's anything y'all would like to talk about, please let me know. I'm going to end on that note. And I'm sending you all love from New Jersey. I am going to go rest now. I'm going to try to eat something because I am feeling a little nauseous, and take my medication. And if there's anything, like I said, if there's anything any of you want to talk about, if any of you have any chronic health issues and there's any way that I can help you, please let me know. I'm open to it. I'd like to be a friend to all of you. We all need a friend. You can't have too many of them. But other than that, I hope you all have a blessed Sunday. Take care, be well, be kind, and I'll talk with you soon. Bye.